Hello, hello, hello. I am back. It's Lawanda from Lawanda Benefield LLC. And I've just had a lot going on. I was gone for a week with, as I mentioned in the previous video, I was at the AICTP conference that was held in San Diego, and that was fantastic. But now I just wanted to hit up two different topics today just to speak to you about. One, a good friend of mine suggested, hey, you need to talk about this. So, the first topic I'm going to talk about is investing, something everyone is doing. And I think that's fantastic. I'm so happy everyone is. But one thing I don't think people are thinking about when they're buying their stocks and they're having their options and their puts and they're trading, day trading, and they're just doing all kinds of things. And right now, the market's actually pretty good in the sense that if you invested a while ago, you're making some pretty good gains. But one thing I don't hear anyone talk about is that five-letter word that people tend to forget about: taxes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you still pay taxes whenever you invest because dividends that you earn when you have those shares, whether you're long term holders or short term, and that's also in any retirement vehicles, those dividends, if you have dividend paying stock, that's income. It's passive income. If you have capital gains or losses, of course, that's a different topic, but I won't get into topic capital gains or losses. But capital gains for sure are taxed, whether it's short term or long term. Now, granted, what I was going to mention before is capital losses, they offset each other, but I didn't want to get into that topic right now. I just wanted to talk about the point of including a plan for your passive income, which would be day trading and the like. So I see people who come in with their 1099s and they don't think it's a big deal. I look at that statement, and some of those statements have like 30 something pages, all this trading they're doing, but some of the people are losing, so they have a big credit there. But that's even limited, to how much you can carry over. And then some people have a lot of gains because they made pretty good amount of money, whether it's with Robinhood, Charles Schwab, T. Rowe Price, any other companies that's selling these securities, but they're not thinking about the tax implications. So I think you need to take a moment to plan that out. Some people are putting a lot of money into those vehicles and they're not thinking about the 1099 that they're going to receive on that, which is actually a good thing because it shows you're making money. But just know that Uncle Sam wants his cut of the pie. The other thing I wanted to mention today is I've also seen videos where people are moving abroad, living their best lives in all types of foreign countries. Doesn't matter what continent you're on. And I think that's beautiful and wonderful. But just because you live overseas does not exclude you from paying U.S. taxes. What? Yes, you do. You have to pay taxes on the federal level. And if you have a footprint in the state, you pay on your state. What is that? What do you mean? Well, income, you have an automatic extension, first of all, filing your taxes if you live overseas. The normal due date to file, really, I'm sorry, excuse me, to pay is April 15th, but you get 2 months extended to June 15th, which is coming up in less than a month, to file your taxes automatically if you live overseas. You get that. But also, you do get a foreign tax credit in case you're working for a foreign government and they are taxing you dollar for dollar. You can get a credit against your tax liability, U.S. tax liability, if you had taxes paid, foreign taxes paid against your income. But definitely Uncle Sam wants a piece of the pie. You don't get off from that. And of course, your state, if you have a state footprint in a state that has taxes, you will be paying taxes for federal and state. Just because you live abroad does not mean that you escape that liability. And another thing that they want to know about are foreign bank accounts that you may have abroad, as well as how much. If it's over a certain amount of money, they want you to put that information into FinCEN. There's a form that you fill out, an FBAR, and that keeps track of those types of things. And trust me, it's real. of course, you can't get up here with all these offshore accounts that some people think they can get away with, and then surprise, surprise, they find out that they can't. So that's just something I wanted to throw in just in case people think that they can escape taxes from the U.S. just because you decided to leave the U.S. No, you still pay taxes abroad. And think about it. You've got military living across the world. They have to pay taxes. You have foreign service officers, such as I was a previous one, had to pay taxes. And then there's people who work for foreign governments and U.S. companies that are based overseas. But because you are a U.S. citizen, you still have to pay taxes. Now, one last closing thought I will mention to you is we know that 2025, for most of us, that tax filing year has been completed. People have filed last month. And there's still some that have not filed yet, but it'll happen eventually. So last year, that's in the background. You can't do anything about that. It's gone. But with tax planning and tax strategy, you can make a lot of changes for your 2026 year. We're in quarter two. Quarter two ends the end of June. You might want to do some proactive tax strategies to help you out. Again, the last tax bill that was passed last year, the OBBA, otherwise known as the One Big Beautiful Bill, made a lot of permanent changes that will impact you. And they're permanent unless another administration comes in and makes changes to it. Right now, that's what it is, and it's here to stay. There's good things that can help you out that happen in the bill, and there's some not so good things that may not help out some people depending on your tax situation. What I suggest is that you make an appointment. You can DM me or you can call me. My website is www.lbllc.net, or you can call 410-266-7145. You can reach me on social media, LaWanda Benefit LLC, or you can look at me on YouTube, LaWanda_your CPA. I do want to say that this video is for educational purposes only. You're not considered one of my clients until you have signed an engagement letter. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day and enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. It's fast approaching. Take care.